Yeah, your girl, little bacon bear with Mello Will.
Sir. Yes,
So
ma'am.
Mello Will, we've been relationship building over a little bit of time. Right before COVID started, you won versus.
Yes.
So being as you were like you are the last good thing we knew before
Yeah.
everything just went to. Ugh.
Yeah, and it was so unexpected. That was like March, I think, too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then when I found out that that was what was about to happen, I was like, oh, so what we gonna do now? Because you hit me
Yeah,
with that. Yeah, the studios is closed down. I was like, okay.
yeah. How did
Yeah.
COVID affect your life, and how did it change the trajectory of your year?
For real, initially, like daycares are shut down. So and I got twins that are 2 years old. So they had to stay home, and then they're going back between me and mom. So that was totally different having 2 year olds around all day. And then I have a job, so my job ended up. At first, it was real cool because they didn't cut nothing. Everything pay stayed the same. They
Yeah,
had got like that grant or whatever that they were giving businesses.
yeah.
So everything was up, but the call volume went down. So my job, I like go out and I'm in the field taking calls for people, but I was getting no work but getting paid the same. So that was awesome to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, we could do this all year. You know what
I
I'm saying?
love this song.
Other than that, it was cool. It was cool. Like the mask thing kind of threw me off, but I ended up making some masks and started selling those. So I'm just like trying to be creative and figure out, I try to move
That's the
however,
key. That's the
yeah,
key.
yeah, whatever life throwing, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Catch
what
it.
this is about. Like, this is literally what this time has been about to me. Like, for artists, both independent and signed, it's just like this is a very make or break time for you. Like, this
Yeah,
is showing who's got the talent, who's got the longevity, who's got the creativity to pivot to do something else, to make smart
right.
decisions. Like, this is
Yep.
like a very make or break time in a lot of people's career, and especially for independent artists. Like, this means that y'all, the label artists are now meeting right there in the middle because they got to hustle in a way that they ain't had to do in a while. But independent
Right.
artists already been knowing how this had to go.
Yeah.
They've been,
Already.
like you said, make your mask. You knew what you had to do to get to where you needed to be.
Let me show it. Let me show it one time. You're not from Maryland though, but
Yes,
you do
I am.
you from
Yes,
Maryland?
I went to Prince George's Community College and I went to Flowers High School.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Put some respect on it. PGCC proud. I graduated from there.
Okay.
Man, put some
Okay.
respect on Pretty Girl County, okay?
No, love to hear it. Flowers right up the street.
Yeah, I love your mask, by the way.
I appreciate you.
So tell me about the journey to becoming Mello Will, the rapper and the artist.
Oh man, the journey has been so long. First of all, I started off as Tay Mello. Then I was with a group. It was Tay and Lee. Then I dropped the Tay because my name is Dante. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped the Tay and we just went with Mello. I added an extra L because it used to be one L. It was a long journey. And then I was just Mello. I had Googled Mello, right?
Hmm.
And I found, what is it called? Death Note. It's like an anime series.
Yeah,
And it was like, yeah, his whole character was ambitious, get it by any means. I was like, oh, Mello was
that's me.
definitely it. So I said, Mello, cool. And then I was Mello for a while. Then I said, you know what, I want something more marketability. Let's throw the wheel on there. Because I'm all about, like, I just got a tattoo. It says, where there's a will, there's a way. So that's just like my
Facts.
whole mentality. You feel what I'm saying? So coming from a guy, anybody from my high school, I just did a podcast the other day. She was like, I knew you when you was a kid. You didn't say a word. You didn't talk. Like, how did you become a rapper? I'm like, that's funny you say that because even in school, high school, middle school, after school, I was never a big talker. I'm very nonchalant, laid back. And I realized throughout my journey, I started to grow. I started to become more confident. When I was with Tay and Lee, I got on stage. We started performing. He was more confident than
He was
me.
an
So
extrovert.
he was that guy. I'm an introvert. He was the extrovert. I kind of pulled off of his energy and eventually he stopped doing it, but I was just like determined, you know what I'm saying? So that
Yeah.
transformed into my stage presence became amazing. Like that was another thing that kind of took me to another level. And, being creative, figuring out ways to continue to progress and move forward. Um, Coming from that guy that wouldn't say a word to anybody
To the guy that's
to
got
the
something to
guy
say.
who I got a whole heck of a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Interesting journey.
No, I love that. I think one of the we were talking about curating a relationship and how do local artists and independent artists just in general make meaningful connections with people, to whether it's for an opportunity or just to be cool with this person just because you vibe with what they got going on. You want to support their emotion. Like, what do you think that your journey has been thus far? And do you better understand that? And what do you want to know more about?
As far as creating relationships?
Yeah, curating good relationships and keeping good relationships, because we done had a couple good encounters now at this point.
Yeah, I totally understand curating relationships now. I feel like early on in life, the journey went from not caring about relationships to, of course, once I got in this and realized it's all about relationships. So now I am running into people. I'm actually talking to people. I'm initializing conversations. That was never a thing for me. I even started a show. This was, I think, 2015, Mello Monday, and I did like 100 episodes. Like, I would find local artists in the area, and they would get on my show, and I basically was freestyling to whatever the hottest song was. It was just a creative idea I came up with to create a buzz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was a random Wednesday. I said, Monday, I'm gonna start Mello Monday. And Monday came, and I'm the type of guy that when I say I'm gonna do something, I gotta do it. So I did it. Actually, I had did it for like 52 weeks, but in these 52 weeks straight for a whole year, I had a different artist in the area coming with me, and I'm building that connection with every single artist every week. They sharing it, so my name is just being spreaded around all these different fan bases. I'm in different venues, open mics, whatever, performing, talking to people. Had my manager with me, helping me just like curate relationships. She was way more of an extrovert than I was, right? So she would initialize it, but I can go with it. You know what I'm saying? I might not be the one. I was never that guy that would go smack at girls like we do in the DMV, right? I was never that guy. If she didn't come say that to me, or we didn't just kind of accidentally bump into each other, I would probably never talk to you. But
Yeah.
I've grown, and it's an interesting journey. Just to hindsight to like look back and realize like where I come from to how I am today. I
Well,
like it.
that's perfect that you said that, because you used other artists, but it was a give and a take in your relationship, because people, for
Totally.
example, sometimes will say something to the effect of like DMV artists don't support each other, but when you
Totally.
get chances like Versus, that's how you find out if you have a fan base that is willing to support you. And like you said, you were doing this for 52 weeks, seeking out somebody different and dealing with somebody different and working on a project that puts you with somebody different. Like, that's building connections, and there can only be good things that build from that and breed from
Definitely.
that. So what?
Definitely.
That's
And I
great.
never even knew. It was funny because I didn't realize until like after I stopped doing Mellow Monday, people still knew me for Mellow Monday, and I realized what it had did. I realized the people that I've affected and how it has influenced, I'm gonna say, the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, people really, that I kind of made a snap, branded that, and it wasn't intentional. Uh,
But taking your fan base with you and getting the support, were you positive that you were going to win KYS Versus, and what was your take on that?
oh man. So my whole thing is positivity, right? When you use the word positive, that's actually what my bio says. It's positive. Like, when they say mellow, it's like AKA Mr. Positive. But when it came to the verses, I had already tried it twice before I actually won the 5 in a row. I did it with Ayo, that was one time, and then again with Made in Maryland. I think with Ayo I might have won twice and then I lost. And then with Made in Maryland, I think I lost the first night. So when it came with my guys, I was like, okay, I know what didn't work. And I see people really got people calling, so I really need to dig in with everybody. Like, I cannot let up. So once that first night came in, it still was like, I still got to keep it up. Like, until probably like the third or fourth night, that was when the momentum was picked up, when people started realizing, oh, he might win 5 in a row. And now they hitting me like, hey, you ready? And I'm like, let's get it. You already know. So when you say, was I positive? No, I wasn't. I was kind of iffy. I was like, I was positive. Like, my mentality was, I'm a winner. I'm going to win. Definitely. We got to have that confidence. But I think in the back of my mind, I might have been like a little worried, so much that I had to like make sure I put the foot on the gas and made sure all my supporters was there for me.
So at the fifth win, what was your feeling?
It was like, finally, we did it.
That was a
Yeah.
breeze.
Yeah, I think the fifth one was really the breeze one. It was like Mello Will, Mello Will, Mello Will. You know how they calling in. I don't know how y'all pick and play whatever responses, but it was like Mello, and I'm like, we got it. It was like a relieving feeling. Like, yes, I did it. It was like an accomplishment, like the next big thing that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt really good. It felt like, man, people are really supporting me. Like, now I'm like, how do I even thank you enough? I don't even know, because that thing that was a call to you meant way more than that to me. You know what I'm saying?
This light work, but of course, you know, that's what Versus is about for me. It's about, you know, it always trips me out hearing my own voice on the radio every day. It's like, wait, that's my voice out of there. So I know that if it's still shocking to me every day, I know how amazing it has to be for like an artist that is curating their sound and spending their
You have a
day.
very distinct voice.
Huh? I have what?
I said you have a very distinct voice too.
Thanks.
Can you hear
But
me?
no, it's trippy to me. So I know that it's trippy to you. Like when you are finally getting the chance to hear your song on the radio, I know it's like a mind-boggling thing. So you're welcome. I'm glad to provide the space.
Totally.
For the rest of 2020, what do you want to do with music? Do you have anything upcoming?
Yep. So, like I said with the Mellow Monday, right? I was doing it every week.
Yeah.
I actually started releasing a song every week. You know, you familiar with Russ, the rapper?
Yeah.
Of course you are. So I stole the idea from him. So I didn't release any music for the first 6 months of the year. But my whole thing was in the last 6 months of the year, I'm gonna release a song every week. So I've been doing that. And at this point, I think I stopped like in between 2 weeks. I actually need to address all my supporters and fans about that. But I just put one out Monday. So it was going to be every Monday, just dropping a song. I think I put 9 out in the last 2 months. And for the rest of the year, I actually just put up a poll to find out, do people really care about projects? Like, do people care about albums? Because if it needs to lead up to an album, we'll do that. But if not, I can just keep dropping. I know at least you're going to take 3 minutes to listen to this one song. You might not listen to a whole project. But now, once we get enough demand, we're going to go ahead and go into a project. So I'm going to just keep dropping singles for the rest of the year. I'm going to keep engaging with every single fan. I'm going to keep building these connections. I was even thinking of the song I just put out. I actually put something behind it. We got a video coming and all that. And I thought about I wanted to do Light Show and Chaz French on the feature.
Mm-hmm.
But at least one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, I'm like right almost at that next tier. You feel what I'm saying? So now I feel like associate with somebody that's at the next tier. So it now makes sense.
For the supporters that put you in position for this win, you can shout them out, give us your Instagram so we can be friends with you, so we can be a part of whatever else you got going on in 2020 and beyond.
Totally, man. Shout out to everybody. You know who helped me the most? Probably Camille from Lee. And I know some people was calling in 3, 4, 5 times. They were switching up their voices and all that, man. So I appreciate every single person's family, my mom, I think my grandma even called, little brothers, but every single person. I can't run through the whole list, but you know who you are, and you know who I am, and you know I appreciate you. So definitely, thank you. And my Instagram, everywhere, I'm TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, I am Mello Will. Where there's a will, there's a way. That way.
Facts. So make sure y'all show him love, Mr. Mello Will. And you can find him also on my Instagram story. That's at Little Bacon Bear. And you can you can introduce, excuse me, your record to the entire DMV.
I like to call you now. I'm gonna stick with it, Little Bacon Goat. Because you're the goat now at this point, right?
Thank you.
But yes, let's introduce it. Let's introduce it. My guys, is that when we on? My guys, Mello Will, featuring my son, Maserati Mari. I don't know if you knew that.
Did not even know. Nah, man, we love a singing dad and a rapping dad, man. Artist dad.
Yes.
That's fire.
Love it.
Maserati Mari. I love that. Congratulations, yo.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
to the paper, I don't even brag. One paper Texas, I skirt in the jet.